Hi everyone, welcome to Sea Fishing with CJ. Again, something different today. Today we are going to be talking about pendulum casts. This is the first episode in a series of 2 videos teaching the pendulum cast. In this episode, Brian Pask introduces the half or partial pendulum. If you're new to distance casting, can I suggest that before you start to learn the pendulum cast, you learn how to do the off the ground cast and have a good solid technique at that before you start swinging leads around. You can learn that by having a lesson, or you can check out my video, the video that I made with Glyn Morgan from the Angler's Den a few months back, in which he introduces and teaches the off the ground cast. This will ensure that you have learnt the pull punch part of the cast before you start swinging leads around. The partial or half pendulum is the next stage. As you swing the lead, you are actually getting the lead into the start position, similar to the start position for an off the ground cast. But instead of laying it out on the ground, you are casting a lead that is in motion. So obviously it's important that you get your timing right, but it's also important that you know what comes next, which is this pull and punch that imparts the power of your rod into the lead and ensures you get a good distance cast. Anyway, enough of me waffling on, let's watch the video. Right guys, welcome to Sea Fishing with CJ. We're down the beach, something slightly different again. As I've said in a number of times in my videos, I need some casting lessons. So I'm down here with Brian Pask, who's going to show me what I'm doing wrong, and we're going to do a bit of casting. There's going to be a few of us down here. Got Terry here in the background, who is obviously a bit more of an experienced angler. Me with loads of experience but no knowledge, and then a couple of guys are going to be coming down as well. So that's the idea for today. We're going to do I'm going to relearn how to pendulum cast. I guess some of the guys might be doing off the ground, do you think?
Yeah, I think we've got another 3 that are due to turn up to come down this morning. So yeah, we'll have a mixture of off the ground and pendulum, and we just hopefully everybody can sort of improve a little bit on what they're doing. That's
fantastic.
The end of the day.
Yeah. So far, the weather is holding out, but there are a lot of big grey clouds behind us, so I anticipate we might get a little bit of rain, but we'll see how it goes. Fantastic.
See you soon. Just get Gary over and have a quick chat. Gary? So come over. Okay guys, do a bit of casting in a few moments. Just want to make sure everybody's aware, shot leaders, little clips on the end rather than tying the leads direct as well, is always better. I know you 2 guys have, I've checked with Gary as well, he's in a similar position, so we're good to go. Now, I know you 2 guys are looking for pendulum today, yes, please, yeah. And Gary's looking to probably get that far as well, so we'll work the 3 of you. Okay, cool. What we do guys, we start off with just see you all casting, and then we sort of work individually to work our way through and find out what we can do to help you out. Right, okay. Okay guys? Yeah, let's go do this. That's a brave man pendulum with a fixed ball.
Yeah, again, I think once you've let it go and it's up now.
Yeah.
But I've had it cut through most of the, I can't pendulum cast at all. I tend to back cast, but I've had it cut through most of the proprietary finger stalls in the market. Even the Ian Gold's ones, which are pretty good. So leather archery glove, a little bit cheaper.
Okay, that's interesting. So that's an archery glove, yeah?
That's a leather archery glove. Yeah, you have to get them handy, so if you're right-handed or left-handed, you've got to have the right one.
Absolutely, that's a good tip. Like that.
Yeah.
Okay, who wants to go first then? Because I'm trying to get the camera set up.
Yeah. What are we doing? Just cast.
Right, yeah, if you do what, because you want to go to pendulum, but apart from what you're doing at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, if, and Gary's in a similar position, so if we work with these 2 guys to start, so yeah, first thing to do is make sure your spools are nice and tight. What you don't want when you're casting is it slipping. You're going to find some pressure on your finger, Gary. Right, we go with Terry to start with. Okay, that'll do us here, buddy, if that's all right. Right, what Terry has got is a nice long drop, which is really good. Because what we actually need is a long drop, because that slows down the whole action. So if something does go slightly wrong, you've got a good chance of recovering. Right, so if you want to get yourself set up ready.
Well, as I say, because I backcast, my setup would be about 45 degrees there.
Yeah, okay, so if we transfer that now into a pendulum,
Yes.
rather than, what I want you to do to start with is a partial pendulum.
Yeah.
So if I can get you to run that line just a little bit shorter,
Yeah,
only because that beach is sloping a wee bit,
that'll be to the yellow marker.
it's just above, so that'll be okay, I reckon.
Yeah.
Right, for a partial pendulum, it's going to sound strange. I actually want you to swing out and then back that way. So not out and in, but side to side. When it's off to that side, when it hits its peak, that's when I want you to come round with your full cast.
Okay.
Are you okay with that, or do you want me to just demonstrate it?
You can just demonstrate.
Yeah, if I can just demonstrate what I'm talking about there. So basically, what I would do is go out that way, and at that point,
Hit it from the top.
that's when you want to go.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Are you? You're used to using it like that. I'm not.
Unfortunately, yeah, I'm a left.
Right, I'm going to go round the other side of you because it's safer. So if you split, no, that's it, and then this way, that's it, and then that's where you hit it. Right.
Go very far, I don't think.
Slow it all down.
Yep.
Speed is not what you want, especially when you're kicking it off.
Yep.
If I just go and grab mine, just going to grab one of my rods, do a demonstration. Right, so where you guys are using fixed spool reels, I've got mine out as well. So what we're actually looking for, Terry, is swing it out that way. So slow it right down, and it's when you're bringing it round, don't hit it until it's about there. So you're going out, in, and then the hip position is almost right at the very end, and get your left hand pulling. That's the pull point, yeah. Right. Because if you were doing a full pendulum, that's where you want it anyway. So it's just pulling it around into the right position for you. All right, so if I come around this side, if you want to give that one a go, buddy. So that release point is a little bit low.
Yeah,
off your finger.
To be going low, doesn't it?
Yeah. When you're coming round, you're coming a little bit flat, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So from that position, where you got your rod down low, you want to come sort of almost round and across. So you're getting that extra height on it. Well, you might want to, I'm just wondering if that's a longer drop than you would need at the moment. Yeah, go one round, that'll do you nicely. Give that one a try, buddy. But don't forget, when you get out there, just slow everything down. When you come round, that's when you put the power in. It's literally once you get right to that very, very end. Right, if you can get that parallel, right, because at the moment it's sort of going out and swinging around. Yeah. So that's the awkward thing. It's because you're not used to doing it. That's it. That's the one. It's getting there, isn't it? It's getting there. So you give that one a practice, right? We'll get somebody else down. Gary, do you want to come on down, buddy? Pretty much going to do the same thing. All right, so what we do to start is just make that drop longer. You actually need a bit of swing on this. Where you're looking to pendulum, what we're actually looking to do, if you swing it out that way, and that's when you start bringing it round, but don't really hit it until you get to about here. Right, so you're left-handed, aren't you? Apologies. So you want to obviously go that way, and then, yeah. So where you actually want the lead is sort of in this position. So it's almost parallel with you. So that's, if you get your rod tip, that's it, and that's where you want your rod tip. And what we're looking to do is actually load that rod tip up and get this sort of portion starting to bend. That's the aim of the job. And then, yeah, give it a bit of so it's that. Slow it down. When you come in round, you're going, I've got to hit this hard now. A little bit too soon. Yeah, just slow everything down. And then that last little bit, because you've got so much energy stored up in that rod tip by then, or in that rod rather, that's what's going to power it out there. Because if we're being honest, I ain't the biggest guy in the world. But it's about, you know, just getting that rod to start bending and getting the right rod. And you've got one little bend just where you want it. Right, if I can get you to just move your arms away from your body a wee bit, buddy. That's nice, yeah, that's nice. So when it goes out round, and that's when I want you to dip your rod tip down a bit when it's up there, and then bring it up over and round. Yeah. That's it. Slowly, slowly from there. And it's just that last little bit. Once you get to about where you are now with your rod coming back this way, that's when to hit the power punch. Yeah, about there. So all that other bit is nice and slow, nice and controlled. Rod tip a bit higher. That's nice, Gary. It's just getting that swing. It is. It's it is. It's really under. You know, it's keeping it nice and controlled all the time. Just slow everything down, let the rod do the work is the main thing. Let that rod bend and do its thing. So if you make that drop a wee bit longer. Right. You probably need quite a high rod tip for that one, so I'd bring it up a wee bit for you. That should do you nicely. Lock it there, mate. That's it. And so it's that little final piece, isn't it? It's just release time.
It's panicking, isn't it?
Yeah, you haven't got to smash the living daylights out of it. It really is, it's so controlled. Once you've got it, you'll find it's just under that control, you'll be able to ping it out.
Just tell you on it. I'm just trying to hit it so hard with it.
One more, that's it, don't. Relax into it, buddy. Right, when you, it's that, just when you're letting the finger off. So that release point's a little bit late with your finger, so a little bit earlier, and away we go. You know. You alright?
I think that's my...
Ouch. It went away. Do you want me to bring that in as you... You alright? Yeah, I have. Right. Let's go and sort out your finger. He's managed to cut his finger. Yeah. He's got no finger stall or anything, so it's alright. He's gone to get my first aid kit and he's going to get plastered. I was watching what you're doing up the top there, which is nice. Bit of just getting that swing going. Yeah. So at the end of the day, if you were doing a full pendulum like CJ is at the moment,
Yeah.
he's still not pulling it till the lead's over there. So yeah, although he's got the full swing, the in, the out, where you want is there before you start pulling on that lead. So you want it parallel with your rod tip basically. Slow everything down. Slow it right down. I mean, Gary went a bit quick. That's why he's torn his finger to an extent. Plus, no finger stall, which don't help. I had a guy doing it the other week, and he had mono with a braid shock leader. It's a bit of an unusual combination. I did recommend don't do it, but he cut his finger a wee bit as well. So, yeah. Oh man, alive. Yeah, done it just. So yeah, just slow everything down. The other thing. Are you left hand down, right hand up?
Yeah.
So where I am, and I think it's where you've got your tape, is around about where your hand is. Where you got that sloping beach, I sort of tend to wind it back up a wee bit just to compensate.
I do with the back casting. I have to run them that short.
Yeah, absolutely. What I did notice when you're up there, when you're going out, you're going in, and that's where you actually want to move all of this as well.
Yeah.
So that's going into position. And you want to end up with a high left hand and a low right.
That's what I can't get at the moment.
And it's
I'm looking at the rod, it's completely...
Don't look at the rod.
Yeah,
stop looking at the rod, that's my bleeding job. Right.
When I was in the last time many years ago, what the Daggies say, give the rod away. So you put it out,
yeah,
and then you
push it
away with the other hand.
Push it out. But essentially, you're using your right hand almost as a pivot. And your body's what's bringing it round, but your left is the key one to getting bigger distance. And it's a whole different ball game because you're pulling. You really want to be pulling in with your left as you can. And it's, you know, most people that are right-handed, predominantly right-handed, and I'm one of them, that's for holding on to things, and that's about it. It doesn't do any work, you know, but it's when you're up, that's why you've got that position. You're swiveling around, that's still your pivot, that's where your power goes in. But when you're coming round, you want to be about here before you start giving it that last little bit. And you're giving it some. Yeah. But once you've gone out and round, that rod's starting to load up. And that's what you want. The tip is out of the equation. It's getting that central portion starting to bend. And all the movement you're doing will do that. So you don't actually have to put any power in it. Nice and smooth. Slow it down. Watching CJ, really nice and smooth with it all the way through. He's not straining. He's not putting effort. This sounds rude. You're not putting effort into it. You know, you're relaxing into it. There's a big difference. And
always know when you're in a bad casting, you can't work.
Yeah. It's nice and slow, and just let the kit do the job. Right, let's go with it. I'm going to go safety zone over the back. You've got to come over this way. That's the thing. If they are going to go, they're going to go that way. That old drop might be a little bit long for this slope, but you know, work on it, work with what you need. Yeah, it is slower, yeah, absolutely.
but...
Yeah, slow it down a little bit more. Slow it down a bit more. What if you can go really nice and just it's awkward because you're not used to swinging it that way.
No.
You know, and it's well, let's try the full pendulum.
Yeah.
See if that works better for you. I mean, this sort of side-to-side one's been developed to a large extent because of sloping beaches, and you know, if we were a bit further up and you've got that high bank behind you, you've got no chance. So they're almost replicating a Brighton cast, but with it all moving. Yeah. Lovely. All right. Yeah, definitely. That's the last thing you want, is that's...
Well, we've had a fantastic day down on the beach with Brian. His coaching has been amazing. Certainly I can see that my casting has improved immensely. And you know, everyone else has learned amazingly. So we had a really good session down here. So that's the end of session 1, the half pendulum. I hope you learned a lot from that. I certainly did. It's a technique I've never really used. But I can see that there is a need for it, particularly on a steep beach. Let's hope that Gary comes back once his finger heals, and a graphic lesson to us all why you should wear a finger fob when you're casting with a fixed ball reel. It was a great day. Weather wasn't great, but it was, you know, everyone learnt a lot. So looking forward to session 2, which will be the full pendulum. Catch you then.